This video gives a brief summary of MyStar's Unit 8.7 on global climate change. This is the final unit in the MyStar Middle School Science series. The purpose of this video is to highlight some key ideas and resources in the unit and briefly show how the unit lessons fit together. Why is this unit so valuable? A common strategy used to imply doubt and justify denial or inaction about climate change is to make important sounding claims such as the science is changing, or there's a lot of disagreement about the level of human impact on climate change. These kinds of claims are misleading. The nature of science is that the body of knowledge on any subject is constantly changing. And of course there's disagreement on the level of impact, which is very complex. But neither deals with the key issue. Measurements and observations from a variety of sources show that Earth's climate is changing at an unprecedented rate, and that human activities are the dominant cause. This is why it's so important that students learn the fundamentals: how Earth's greenhouse system works, how changes in the system components affect climate, and the key concept, asking, clarifying, and identifying questions. So by identifying, they're looking at what new information do we need, and by clarifying, how do we interpret existing information. In the unit challenge scenario, the mayor issues a request to the community's 8th grade science students. Educate people about how Earth's climate system works, what causes global climate to change, if people and the natural environment will be impacted, and what can we do about it. The key science of the unit is summarized in this slide showing how temperature has changed on Earth over time. In the first part up here, in the past 800,000 years, some changes are gradual, some are relatively sudden, and some cyclic patterns occur. So you can see peaks here over regularly spaced periods of time. These are signatures of Earth's natural greenhouse system. But when we zoom in to the past 1,000 years and then the past 140 years, you can see a strikingly different trend. A rise in temperatures that began just over 100 years ago and is increasing at roughly 10 times faster than any natural process has produced in the past. Some of the biggest science and engineering questions surrounding climate change are about the stability of the climate system. How will it respond to rapid climate change? How will that affect the environment and communities? And what can be done to reduce the impacts? The lessons in this unit build experience progressively while maintaining a link to the unit challenge theme. We have 9 lessons taking an average of about 3 days each. In Lesson 1, we start by looking at what students already know or think about global climate. Here students become engaged with the unit challenge. What connections can their community have to global climate change? In Lesson 2, students develop the skill of asking good questions to help understand what additional climate change information is needed and how to interpret existing information. In Lesson 3, students learn how the greenhouse system works. What is a greenhouse gas? What is the greenhouse effect? And the cause and effect links between greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and surface temperature. In Lesson 4, students learn how natural processes have impacted the greenhouse system in the past and investigate some of the impacts on Earth systems and human populations from past climate changes. In Lesson 5a, students learn how human activities impact the greenhouse system and how the timing, rate, and magnitude of these effects are documented by scientific observations. In Lesson 5b, students use evidence and reasoning to determine if the observed patterns of current climate change are the result of natural processes or human activities. Spoiler alert, it's humans. In Lesson 6, students learn about what climate change means. For example, what ways are people and the environment impacted by climate change? Students investigate global impacts and effects that are being felt in Michigan and the Great Lakes region. In Lesson 7, students uncover what individuals and communities can do to reduce the effects of and even reduce the levels of climate change. In Lesson 8, the closer, students gather their unit work and present the results of their unit challenge products. On this slide are some of the important links where you can find key information and resources for the unit. These are available on both the public website and the web portal that's especially for users of the MyStar curricula. I'm showing the portal view here. So just looking down at these resources to go through them briefly, the NGSS components, these are the building blocks to the unit and to each lesson that give the educational goals and connections we're trying to get across. The unit synopsis video, well, that's what you're watching right now. Teacher background content resources, these help to give background on unit topics that might be unfamiliar, and also a little more in-depth information to build on as you teach the unit in subsequent years. Let's see, prior and future knowledge sort of sets the stage as far as where this unit fits in from what they've learned before and what they're expected to know in the future. The compiled gotta have checklist is for each lesson the main ideas that students should be acquiring and using as they work through the lesson activities. The unit materials list is the list of expected resources needed for each lesson and in a format that helps for budget planning. The unit external web links, these are all the internet resources such as videos, articles, interactive models. This lets us more easily maintain or update these links without having to go in and change the lesson content. The lesson essentials is a new part from MyStar, and these are the more teacher-friendly versions showing just the key educational parts of each lesson. And these are the web links, the gotta have checklist. These are available for teachers as they complete the MyStar Professional Learning Program. Also, very important here, help. If you find a broken or missing link or have a question about a lesson or activity, this is a way for you to get help quickly. We use a lot of internet resources, and even the most reliable sources such as government agencies can unexpectedly change or disappear. So we maintain a helpline so you can contact people who built the lesson in the first place and can get help clarifying or fixing broken links. This unit has a number of difficult concepts for students to master, and without a lot of hands-on activities, most of the student action focuses on questioning, discussing, and graphical analyses. But in many ways, this is the most engaging unit in terms of how students are directly impacted by climate change now and in the future, and it calls on skills students have been developing throughout the MyStar program. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helps you prepare for the unit.